Tension bumps with synthetic dreadlock extensions. They are uncomfortable, unsightly, and sometimes they can frankly downright just freaking hurt. So how do you prevent them, and what do you do if you actually get them, and hey, maybe what are they? If you're new here, you're like, what are they? Tension bumps is what happens when you, oftentimes if you put in your dreadlocks too tight, and if there are tiny hairs pulling. Basically what they are is a hair follicle that gets pulled on and there's a lot of tension on it, and so it actually becomes inflamed, and sometimes it can become infected and almost turn into like what would be a pimple or something. And so you want to make sure that you are preventing getting those, first of all. Second of all, if you do get them, you want to know how to care for them properly, because I have had ones that I got and they kind of took a while to go away because they just kind of stayed infected and they stayed pulled on. So you want to make sure that you know how to take care of those. First thing is preventing them. So when you're putting in your dreadlocks, usually the places where you get tension bumps is all around the edges of your hairline, because that's where those tiny, tiny baby hairs are that can pull a lot. So big thing is I like to make sure that I kind of leave out some of my baby hairs, right? You're constantly losing hair. You lose about 100 strands of hair a day in general, right? And so you're constantly growing new hair at the same time. So you're gonna have lots of baby hairs all throughout your head, but those edge ones are the ones that get a lot of tension, basically. So what I like to do is when I'm putting in my dreadlocks, I have areas like this here, these baby hairs here, and I specifically leave them out. When I first put in my first few sets of dreadlocks the first few times, I did not leave those out, and they pulled and they tugged, and I got sores kind of all over the place that were red and inflamed, and they were super uncomfortable. Now obviously this is bad for your skin, it's unsightly, they hurt, and obviously it can be damaging to your hair. If it pulls too much, it can pull your hair out, right? If it's pulling a ton. Now on average, wearing your dreadlocks is not going to pull your hairs out, but if you have a tiny hair that has a ton of tension on it, it's going to pull it out, or at least it's going to pull on it enough to where it's going to create a tension bump. So what I like to do is if I do get a tension bump, I've actually got a tiny one like right over here. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's kind of actually gotten a little scab on it. I like to use Rescue Serum. This is like an anti-blemish serum. It has things like silver in it, like colloidal silver, which is basically water that has gone through a process with silver, actual silver, right? Which is like a natural antibiotic. So it's really, really healing for the body in general. It has things like tea tree in it. It has tamanu oil in it, which is really gorgeous for taking care of any kind of breakouts. So this is what I use on like my blemishes and breakouts too before I put my makeup on. Today I put on a spot on my jaw. I had a spot over here on my cheek that was like starting to break out a little bit. I put it there. But then also when I'm doing my hair each day, I will go through, and if I have any spots, I don't think I have anything over here, I would just go through and give it a little roll on there, and it helps a lot. And this works also if you have any spots that are really bothering you, like on the top of your head. For me, oftentimes I will get one back here. I don't know why, but right there at like the crown of my head, oftentimes there will be a dread that will just kind of, it must be the way I pull on it, right? When I style, it will just get kind of sore, and I will go in with the roller of the Rescue Serum. I can just give it a little bitty roll. It's easy to spot treat because it's tiny. It's not like trying to hold, something on your finger and get it in there to get on the spot. You can literally just hold it up, slide it in there, give it a roll around, and you're good to go.